Welcome to another episode of Discover Harmony, Florida. I'm Kristin Macari, and I'm here with your host,
Jeanine Corcoran, broker for the Corcoran Connection, a real estate company.
And so this episode, we wanted to talk about the real estate market in Harmony in November of 2021. So what happened in November?
So in November 2021, we had 8 properties that sold. So it wasn't a busy month at all, very similar to last month, but we had 8 sold. We had 4 resales. We had 2 custom homes that sold, 1 in the Lakes, which is our 55 and older community, and then we had 1 in Harmony West, which is our sister community. So, not a whole lot going on. Still low inventory.
Yeah, absolutely. And so how does that compare, year over year? Like, what are we looking at in terms of 2020? How was November of 2020 in comparison to this past November?
Well, it's interesting. So this November is 8 sold. Last November, it was 13 sold. But, out of those 13 that sold, 10 of those were new construction.
Oh, so that's a big thing to pick out, because in November of 2021, we had, what did you say? It was like 1 builder? Yeah, 1 builder sale.
Yeah, 1 builder, and that was Harmony West.
Yeah. So that's a big difference.
Big
new
difference.
Construction there's not really a lot in the Harmony area, at least right now.
No. And what was kind of neat going back to November of 2021 last month is our lowest price that sold was actually in Harmony West. It was a new build. It was sold at $348,058. And then the highest one that sold was, guess it?
Going to be a custom home.
Absolutely. A custom pool home. And it was on Schoolhouse, 3325. Originally listed at $799. They did lower it to $709. And then it sold at $709. 3,840 square feet, a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath, 2 half baths, pool home built in 2007. And it sold at $184.64 price per square foot.
I got to tell you, that's actually my favorite floor plan one of my favorite floor plans in the custom homes. I actually had the opportunity to photograph that one for its listing, and oh my gosh, I love that floor plan. It was a beautiful pool home, 3-car garage, which
all right, that 3-car garage,
you gotta love a 3-car garage.
And it wasn't cash; it was a conventional buyer.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, that's very good to know.
Conventional buyer, but that. So the price per square foot, because we had one other house that sold, which was a custom home. So the price per square foot for the custom homes came out to $169.68.
That's awesome.
Yeah, last year in last November 2020, we didn't actually have any customs that sold.
Right.
So no comparison there. But
right.
Back to the overall at the $170.68 price per square feet, and people are probably wondering, what the heck? I don't even know. But for some reason, I find that customers use that price per square foot all the time.
Right. As kind of like a measuring stick, right?
Yeah.
It is something that I feel like we figure out when you go on a listing presentation. You kind of want to know where it falls in that range, but it's not the end all be all. I mean, you can see the difference even in the homes that just sold in November. There were 2 on Butterfly, and their price per square foot, even though they were both on Butterfly, I mean, now granted they were different sizes, but one price per square foot was at $183 compared to the other at $156. And I think I actually had the opportunity to see both of the homes, and the overall condition and the upgrades that were done to the one that sold at a higher price per square foot was definitely kind of offset that. It justified it. So while we're talking about price per square foot, it's a great number, a great way to figure out statistics. It's not the end all be all, and it really, each home should be valued individually. Yeah, because they all bring different things.
And then also, the lower the square footage, the lower the square foot of the home, the higher price per square foot it sells.
Right.
When you get into the bigger homes, get massive homes, the price per square foot goes down. That's just the way it is.
Right.
If you want to use that, but no, that's quite interesting. And then in our resales, actually, this November compared to last November, the price per square foot actually went up about $10 a square foot. So last time it was $157 compared to last month, $157.54. I think I said last year. Mm-hmm. $157 in October, $157 price per square foot, and went $10, $167.61. About $10 per square foot just in the past month. That was the one that went up.
Right. That's crazy. That's really good information to know for the resales, because I feel like that's the sweet spot right now. If you have a home that's, just your average home in, the general part of Harmony, and you're considering selling, now is a fantastic time because those are so highly sought after. We just don't have any inventory.
So
and
true.
when they do come on the market, they tend to go very, very quickly. And often for top dollar, as we're seeing, I mean, a $10 price per square foot jump in 1 month is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And so what are we looking at in terms of increases, either percentage or dollars wise, overall from November of 2021 compared to October or November of 2020. So going year over year, because I feel like you're going to see bigger differences there.
Sure. So last year compared to this year, we went overall 148.91 a square foot, and now 170.68. That was a 15% increase
15%
over the year. Yeah.
Price increase
Absolutely.
in Harmony in a year.
Yep. Isn't that nuts? And then even on just the resales alone, same thing, 15% increase from 148.23 to 167.61. Taking the averages. The customs, we didn't have any sale last November,
So there wasn't.
2020, so there's nothing to compare it to. But then at the lakes, there was a 13% increase from 149.56 to 171.75, and lastly Harmony West. So the biggest increase year over year, and again it's comparing a new home, and that was 25% increase.
Wow. That makes sense though, because you got to think in, kind of the homes that were under contract that were closing now probably have been under contract for, 8 months ish plus, with some of the inventory issues and supply issues and supply costs going up. So that's crazy that you see that there. And I think it's interesting too, if you take a look at the Lakes numbers. So the numbers of the Lakes last year, all 8 of those sales were builder sales, and all of these are resales, right? Were there any builder sales in 2021?
No, well, we only have one.
Right.
So yeah.
And that was in Harmony West. But like if you look at the Lakes.
No, yeah. So this year this November we only had one at the lakes.
Right, and it was a resale. There were no new construction.
No new construction at all. And then last year we had all new, right?
Right.
8 new, yeah. So the lakes just started within the past year, just the resales coming on.
Right.
So
absolutely.
And I had someone that has a house on the market, and they just loved the lakes, but they wanted a 3 or 4 car garage, and the builder couldn't build it for them, so they found something else,
right,
to fit their needs. But they loved living there. They just couldn't build the house that they wanted.
Right, and that happens. Hey, it's a golf cart community, so if you have 2 cars plus a golf cart, you need a minimum 3 car garage.
Right. Right now, there's only 2 houses out there that have 3 cars. That's it.
Right. Well, that's great. So, anyway, so that was a great recap. Kind of, were there any other interesting statistics? I just think those are really great numbers to see the increases year over year, the different trends that are happening. So we're obviously still kind of, riding that, wave of.
Well, you have to remember too, what we're seeing now is because of kids going back to school, even though that market's been extremely hot and still is if you put the right house on the market, the normal market is once the holidays roll around, like after Halloween, it slows down because people don't like to move during the holidays. But, so it has slowed down a bit in that sense. But, as far as 55 and older, that's still hot because you have the snowbirds come down, families visit during the holiday. So that, you still have a little bit of fire going on there, but
right.
January it's gonna start all over again. And folks, if you're ready, we need inventory because the builders can't keep up with us. The supplies, the workers. I mean, it's just like a snowball effect.
It really is. And Harmony's such a desirable area. And I know there's been announcements of new communities coming across the street and everything, but I'm gonna be honest, like you can't beat it. You can't make the same thing that we have here in Harmony. It's just really incredible community. And, if you are considering selling your home, definitely reach out. I mean, we're very well versed in the Harmony market and understanding the differences between the types of homes and how to value and get the most out of your house, to be able to compare it best for an appraiser, help them see why you should get the price that you should.
And it surprised me that there's still no, as far as being sold, no condos and no townhouses. That goes in waves. I talked about that before.
Right.
Some months it'll be all condos and townhouses and a few resales, and then we haven't had any. We didn't have any last month. We don't have any this month. I know there's one pending right now, so that'll probably be in next month's report. But Yeah.
But that's it. There's no condos and townhouses. That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Very
yeah.
cool.
So yeah, if you live in Ashley Park,
Right, and you're considering
we need
selling. Yeah, exactly.
But no, that's good stuff.
Well,
That's good stuff.
awesome. So we will keep it short and sweet for this week. Thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Discover Harmony, Florida. Please feel free to check us out. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I mean, really, you name it, wherever you listen, you can find us. We'd love if you could rate, review, and share if you have anybody interested in the Harmony area.
If they have if you have any ideas either.
Yeah, we'd love to hear. We'd love if there's any topics you want to cover or, whatever, just let us know. So thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you on the next episode.
Sounds good.